Am I the a-hole for giving an entitled guest the SHTS? I was working in a pub at a VIP event. I served the open bar. There is a clear rule that nobody goes behind the bar. Unfortunately, I ran out of beer, so I had to turn the corner for a short moment. I was gone maybe 45 seconds, and in that time, an arrogant idiot climbed behind the counter and grabbed 2 bottles of the most expensive wine he could find. When I asked him about it, he told me to mind my own business. Of course, I couldn't let that go. I let him go away with the bottles, but I kept an eye on him. He sat at a table with 6 people, and of course, they emptied the bottles in less than an hour. He once again brought back the bottles and asked for 2 new ones. While preparing the bottles for him, he told me he had a sulfite allergy. Sulfites are sulfur dioxides that are added to cheap wine. He told me at length that he would poop himself from head to toe if he drank cheap wine. I just nodded and gave him his 2 bottles. Now we're getting to the point where I could be the a-hole. I took the 2 empty bottles and put the cheapest lint I had at the bar in them. When he came after almost an hour and wanted 2 new bottles, I gave them to him. He was already so drunk that he probably wouldn't notice the difference in taste. He and his troupe drank the wine. I watched him the whole time. It wasn't long before I saw his face twist painfully, and he started rubbing his stomach. No more than 5 minutes, he began to look around frantically for a toilet. To get to this one, he had to pass my bar. That idiot in white pants, by the way, dived past me, and the first spots on the rear end were already visible. He couldn't get out of the toilet that night. My boss, who kept asking how he felt, finally spoke to me about it and told me it wasn't okay. A few of my colleagues are angry with me now because he was one of those who always gave generous tips. Am I the a-hole?